Hello and welcome everyone to the channel. My name is Grim and I have something really special I want to talk to you about today. And I have a few furry friends roaming around, so if they join us today, it only fits it even better. Now I have 8 pets and they mean the world to me. And I like to believe that they make me a better person. And that's the hope of the program that we're going to be talking about today, having animals in prison. So with that, let's get into it. This program started in the 1980s and has a vigorous application process. Even before you apply, you need to make sure that you have a clean behavior record. The inmates are carefully selected for the animal's safety, and the animals can be taken away at any time, but it's a great incentive for good behavior. If an inmate shares a cell, everyone in that cell is required to go through the process and be approved. Other inmates and cells are allowed to pet sit if approved, and it builds trust and relationship between them. There are 3 main types of programs across the nation. Some have cats, dogs, or horses. But before we get into the different programs, I wanted to talk about the benefits. Every single prison that had this program reported that it has positives for both the inmates and the animals. Prisons across the nation report that inmates have much lower cases of reoffending and less infractions during their sentence. A survey of 159 prisons all reported reduced stress levels, increased trust in relationships, increased self-control, increased work ethic, calmed the facility, and increased a sense of achievement. For the animals, it can save them from being killed in shelters. Some are abused and abandoned, and they need a second chance, and this helps them gain trust with humans again. It shows a great focus on reform and the possibilities from it. Now, this program is handled in 2 main ways. The first being, some cats are placed in a really large room that you can go visit during the day, and other programs, the individual adopts a cat and it lives in the cell full time with them. Some of these cats are fosters and only temporary, while others can be adopted by inmates and officers upon release. For some prisons and commissary, treats and toys and other supplies can be bought. For dog programs, the inmate is responsible for the dog 24 hours a day while the dog lives in the cell with them. Some dogs need help recovering from abuse, and they could live there anywhere from 18 months to 2 years. The inmate has to undergo dog training classes, as they'll train dogs to help with disabled vets, visually impaired, and other service needs. Starting us off today, this is Howl. Howl, can you say hi? And now can everyone say hi to Leo? Hi, Leo. Can you say hi, Leo? There are way more horse programs than I originally thought there would be. Some are for retired race horses, abused horses, or even wild horses. When first accepted into the program, they start with feeding and cleaning up after the horses. This way, they can observe training techniques and get familiarized with the horses. After some time, when trust is built up with the horses and the inmates have shown cooperation and communication skills, they move on to training. In some cases, inmates are given jobs upon release. Like all programs, it has its challenges. Admin and officers can get nervous adding an unknown element into an already chaotic situation. Another issue specifically with the dog programs is that the dog cannot be reactive at all. Certain places will even limit breed types just for that reason, which can reduce a lot of dogs that are eligible for this program. You need a very dedicated person to run this program, but despite all of its challenges, if it's run correctly, it can be an amazing program that is extremely beneficial. Lastly, I want to look at a couple of testimonials because I think it's really important that we hear from the people that it affects directly. From the Government Journal, The Experiences of Offenders in a Prison Canine Program, a quote from Kevin, an inmate at an Indiana prison states, "I think when we initially start, we don't understand the concept. We know that we're going to be training dogs for handicapped children, but we don't know the significance of that and we don't know how rewarding and gratifying that really is." He goes on to say,
I think if nothing else were to happen between now and the time I go home, that was gratifying enough for me to think that I am doing something beneficial to help someone. It's just a pleasure to know that even though I'm incarcerated, I'm still able to participate and I guess even serve the community. That's very gratifying. From another inmate, Rennie, regarding his improved self esteem, he says, to have more control of myself is a good feeling because I know that I don't have to react that way like I used to. The past is what it is, and it's up to me to make what I want out of my future, regardless of what's happening. I'm what I make of it.
Waffle and I want to thank you so much for watching. And if you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys real soon. Bye bye.